Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with Adrian. This is Age of Empires. We're continuing with the campaign, and the next mission is called Farming. Let's have a look at the scenario instructions. So basically, invadors of Egypt have stopped, at least temporarily, but migrants and traders continue to enter the region. Those from Mesopotamia have brought the techniques of farming and herding to the Nile region. The future of Egypt depends on making use of great natural advantages of the Nile Valley, primarily through agriculture, food surpluses, and the basis for increasing population, economic power, and the achievement of civilization. Expand the village through farming and build a surplus of 800 food. Find and control a ruin rumored to exist on the other side of the Nile. Beware of encroaching Nubians from the north. So we basically need to control this ruin. We have to find it first, and then we need to stockpile 800 food. So I presume we're gonna get a new way of getting a food source without hunting or getting it from the berry bushes. So let's get into this and see what happens. So we basically start off already on the tool age, and oh, we've got a barracks this time. So, what I am going to do is, I'm going to get these guys to... I'm starting with a small amount of farmers. So I'm going to get these farmers to get going. I can actually build one more farmer. Oh, I actually have 3 housing spaces already. So, let's group all these guys together, and they called clubmen. Egyptian clubmen. What do they cost? So it's also 50 food. We'll get them all together, and I basically want to get going with my economy straight away. So we'll focus down and see how quickly, what can we actually build. So we can do docks. I definitely want to get this archery range, and then the stables, as well as a marketplace. So the quicker I can get the farms going, the better, because this food supply is not going to last forever. So let's get some of these buildings going. Let's build a marketplace. We'll do it right there. If I can get the farms going, I'm actually not gonna look for an alternate, or I'm not gonna look for another food source. We'll just go straight with farming. And I think it's time to start adding some extra clubmen to just help with the defenses. Let's get some more wood going. Oh, and another thing is, I see I can actually do some upgrades at some of these buildings. So we can do small walls and watchtowers. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to... Yes, there's the farms. So it takes 75 wood to build one farm. And I can basically then research woodworking, which will add 1 to weapon range and 2 to wood cutting to missile weapon range. Stone mining will add 3 to stone mining. Gold mining will add 3 to gold mining, and domestication will add plus 75 food production to farm. So this is definitely something we're going to need to have a look at quickly. But the quicker I can get the wood together, so the next guy that comes out will build the first farm. Okay, so I want to get a nice space for the farming, because we'll also have to build a granary close to it, just to make sure these guys don't have to walk too far. So let's set up our first farm right there. And let's get another clubman going. And I'm also going to try and get that archery range as quick as possible. I'm going to go primarily with archers. Okay, so all three of these guys will also then build a farm.
Erectus. Oklahoma.
Almost done with this one.
Malamas.
So let's let him drop off the food
Malamas.
at the granary. Okay, so he's already done that.
Malamas.
And let's build another granary close by. We'll do it right there. And as soon as this one's finished, we'll get 2 more farms going. Okay, so these 2 guys can actually also start moving down. And we'll get more farms built. Okay, so I need some more wood. But at least for now, we are getting some farms going. So I'm actually getting all the wood surrounding here, but at a stage it's going to become a problem because these guys are going to have to travel very far to get the wood actually to the town center. So I think this is a good location to put up a storage pit when I've got enough wood to then sort of get them a bit closer. We're going to put down another farm right here. Let's group all these guys together. And I think that's a good basis to go off. I'm definitely going to need some more woodcutters. And I think it would also be safe to research these watchtowers. I can put up a few watchtowers in the surrounding areas. That will help just a bit with the defenses. I've almost got enough for a storage pit right here. And this will help the trips. It will make them much shorter to actually get. These guys are traveling far at the moment, so if I can get everyone to a close proximity, and this will be the last hunter I can actually create without building another house. So I think that will be the basis for the infrastructure. Now we're just going to move everyone over to get a bit closer. Get these 2 guys going as well. We can actually set up another housing. The food's looking stable. I'd like to do that upgrade, and I think it's a good time to maybe look at that. But I think I'd like to get the archery range going first. So I think I've got enough woodcutters. What does a watchtower cost? 150 stone. So if I want to put up these watchtowers, I actually have to start mining for stone as well. And I don't know if there's any stone mines nearby. But let's put down that archery range right there. And I'm also going to do this upgrade on the battle axes. So at the moment they're giving 3 damage, which I can actually also upgrade here. Okay, so this one is +2 hand-to-hand attack. This is +2 infantry armor. So these guys want me to go very heavy with hand attack. So maybe we should focus on that. What is another barracks? Let's put down another barracks. And then we're going to do all these upgrades. This is 100 food. I've just got to keep an eye on these farms as well, because they do run out. then you have to build another one. And I think we'll primarily focus now getting as much of these axemen as possible, so we can actually fend off an attack if we need to. And I'm going to use this guy to set up another housing, and then we'll put him on a farm as well. We'll do this. So at the moment it's 5 plus 2. Let's also get the armor upgrade and put down another farm. Okay, so everything seems to be set up quite nicely now. All I need to focus on now is actually getting as much axemen as possible. It's going to be a bit difficult with the archers, especially if they start shooting down, but we'll maybe get a few, as long as I can keep this production going. And I'll basically just wait till I have to redo these farms, and then we'll start moving out, having a look at the surrounding areas. So the archer, like you can see, is not as strong at the moment, so I'm not going to focus too much on building up on them. But the farms are going good. I'll obviously have to get that one going, but I think we've got enough guys on wood at the moment, so maybe we can get another farm going right about there, because my food supply is running a bit low and I'm not going to be needing so much wood going forward, so maybe we should get another farm going as well. Right about there. Because we do need to stockpile that 800 units of food, so we need to build more houses. So I'm going to put them down and then we'll start moving out. I'm just going to wait for these first farms to sort of run dry. Let's put all these guys on one. And we need to start looking for that ruin. So maybe I should get a few more archers, because that's not good. If there's boats, it means there's ranged attack, and that's not going to be good for me in the long run. So this farm is like depleted at the moment. So I need this guy to build another farm. Otherwise you'll just start farming on this land, which I don't want. Let's get another archer going. I think we should basically fill up. If I can get... Okay, so I need to back away. This is not going to end well, because I don't have those... We'll just back away until we've got enough archers. And because these ships do have a lot of health, let's take out that storage pit. These guys really built right up to my camp, and they're actually utilizing the same wood supply I am. And then that would be a smart move to get that guy out of the way. Let's get that guy out of the way as well. Because these guys do repair quite well. And I've got space then for one more watcher. But while I am here, I am going to see if I can take out as much as possible. We'll group all these guys together again. This is going to be quite tough. But maybe I shouldn't worry too much about those boats and just focus on taking out the buildings that I can actually get to. And while I am losing, well, actually it's going quite steady at the moment. Let's get this guy to just take out there. As you can see, these archers really don't do a lot of damage. So we'll just take out anyone coming by, and I think we can finally... I do want to build another housing complex, just for the sake of expanding a bit on the archers. There's no more upgrades I can do. It's going to be worth my while, and I want to take out this building before continuing forward. And then we can actually move forward. See if we can save that. Oh, we couldn't save that archer. Yeah, unfortunately the archers are just not on par with these axemen at the moment. So, except for building the boats that I can't handle at the moment, I am going to proceed with a few more archers. I can actually build up quite a hefty little supply of archers. Let's take out that guy, and then we'll move away. We've taken out this building. We'll actually move out of range of these boats, and we'll take out whatever we can right here. And we'll just build up the armies going forward. I need to place down more of these farms. Just keep an eye on that as well. Okay, so maybe I should put down another archer's camp as well, and we're just gonna slowly build up the army again. I think it's important not to move forward too hastily, because it is gonna cause a bit of trouble. So I'd just like to build it up to a comfortable level. I think the food's going very well. There's no issues there. If we can then just... where is my... You see, that's the problem. I think they took out... Okay, no, they didn't. I think we should rather salvage wood on this side, because those boats will take out any of these villagers coming into range of sight, and then that's also just going to cause me frustration. So at this stage, I think I'm just building up this army. We'll mark all of those on 1. Get some more archers going, and I can actually do this little armor upgrade, because I am investing a bit more in the archers at the moment, and we can build a few more. I think I should put down just one more housing facility, and I'll just keep on building axemen and archers as I'm moving forward. I don't want to dip into that food supply quite yet too much, because I do need to maintain it, and these farms are running a bit dry. But as long as there's wood, I can continue going. Okay, so far so good. we still need to find that ruin. Let's get rid of all these guys. Add that guy in and just move back a bit. I think I've done some damage. Okay, so that farm's also run dry. So we need to put down... You see, this is the problem. I actually need to start focusing a bit on the wood side of things. I can always build up the food again. The wood is a bit scarce, so let's get these guys going on the wood. And I think I am actually going to start moving out. Like so. I think that's a nice little steady army. Let's just make sure that none of the buildings have actually been rebuilt here. And we'll just add these guys in. I don't want to move away. You see, they are actually fishing, yeah? So let's just make sure that I'm not leaving the camp totally on its own. If I move away, I want to make sure that... let's see if we can take out that boat once and for all. Okay, so I definitely have enough archers at the moment. Fantastic. We'll move across here. And we need to hit them where it hurts. So let's get rid of the housing. Because without the housing, they can't actually rebuild too much. And there we've got one of those little pathing issues. So we'll get rid of that boat as well. See if we can move everyone across. Fantastic. So if everyone's across, I am definitely going to get rid of these houses as much as possible. Let's get those guys to focus on there. And those guys to focus on getting that guy out of the way. And we need to... I think another important thing is if I can get rid of that shipyard, these boats won't be such a big problem. So maybe that's also a good thing getting rid of. Let's get rid of that guy. And while we're waiting, we can just as well get rid of anything that could be a future threat. We'll get rid of that. Let's get rid of this worker. These ducks have quite a bit of sort of health going for them. And it's quite difficult to destroy. But if it's out of the way, it's out of the way. Okay, so the docks are gone. So let's get rid of housing. I think that will be the next focus. And then if I get rid of the housing, I'm actually going to see if I can get that ruin. Because without the housing, it's going to take quite a while to rebuild that. I think there's also another archery post up here. Let's just have a look. There we go. If we can get rid of that, it would also be very beneficial. While I can't move there, I'll just attack that house. And we'll see what's across this little pathway as well. While I am waiting, I did get up to the 800 food, so I'll build 2 more archers. And just make sure that these guys have got their own farming land. So we'll get that guy farming land. We'll get those guys on wood. And we'll get this guy his own farming land as well. These buildings can withstand quite a bit of damage. Let's see what's across here. Okay, so not much. I'm not going to focus too much of my energy on that. We'll take out a few more of these housing blocks. Moving forward. let's actually see if we can find that ruin. We'll take out this barracks first, because without this, I don't think any forces will be able to be built. And this is actually the small wall. It's also something I could build. Maybe I should get rid of a food supply as well. Should do some economic damage. Okay, and I just want to stay out of sight of those towers. That will definitely be my next target. While I'm waiting, I'll build up some extra archers as well. Okay, I'm not gonna send that archer in first. We'll get rid of this little watchtower. Also quite a strong building. But I think getting rid of these watchtowers and stuff. So I'm not actually seeing any ruins. I'm gonna move forward a bit. I'll get to the edge of the map and then walk all the way down before... Oh, there we got the ruin. Okay, so this was a bit more challenging. Definitely worth it. I think the game is sort of spiraling into a place where I want to be, where you've got to think a bit and to progress. Let's have a look at the historical outcome. The Nile River Valley was ideally suited to farming because of the dependable water supply and the excellent soils that were re-enriched each year by the floods. Once the Egyptians learned to irrigate land not directly adjacent to the river, food production and population boomed. Egypt remained one of the most productive grain-growing areas of the world throughout the ancient times. The burgeoning riches of Egypt made it possible to build armies that proved capable of defending the valley and even expanding the rule of Egypt, of the Egyptian kings. The Nubians were pushed back but never completely conquered. Lower Egypt, around the delta, fell sometime around the 3100 BC to Upper Egypt, uniting the two. The ancient Egyptians never forgot there had once been two Egyptians. Thereafter the ruler was known as the king of the Upper and Lower Egypt. So, quite a nice little storyline there. When we get into the next one, hopefully things will stay exciting. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and we'll continue with the campaign. Peace out.